Hi everyone, it's so nice to see you all again. It's our first video after a very long time, and today we are going to talk about a really important and interesting topic. How to start game development. By the way, we will create a new playlist for this, and on our game development playlist we will upload new game development tutorials and videos about how to start game development, what can be your game development pathway, etc. So on this video we will talk about how you can start game development for free and what you have to do for this. Okay, the first question is that what is your game development aim? What kind of game do you want to make? What's your audition? These all are really important questions. You have to ask these to yourself and you have to decide. And depending on your answers to these questions, there are two different game engines. Actually, there are many, but only two of them are really famous and available for everyone. For example, there are CryEngine, but CryEngine doesn't have enough learning resources for you to continue as a game developer. But Unreal Engine and Unity, both of them are really good, really innovative game engines, and they let you to create any kind of game that you want. But depending on what kind of game you plan to make, these game engines actually are a little bit different. So we will see what's the difference between these game engines. First, why do you have to choose Unity? Why Unity can be a better option for you? First, it's easier to learn. As I said, it has a little bit more learning materials. It uses C# programming language, which is easier than C++ that Unreal Engine use, and the best choice for mobile games. Unity is really the best game engine for mobile games. Maybe all of the mobile games are made using Unity. It has more learning materials and it has lower system requirements, which is really important. When I started game development, my PC couldn't handle Unreal Engine, and that was really depression for me. Just imagine that you started game development, you started developing your game, and you finally realize that, oh my god, your PC isn't capable of running Unreal Engine. So what you have to do, you have to learn another programming language, you have to choose another pathway. So it's really important to consider system requirements when you start game development. And another is that Unity has bigger community for help. For example, if there are 100 people that knows Unity and 10 people that knows Unreal Engine, of course it will be easier to get answer to your questions if you ask this to 100 people other than 10. So just also consider this one. And as I said, C# programming language, it's a little bit easier than C++ language. Of course, C++ is also a language that you can learn, but C# is really easier for beginners, especially if you are a beginner to game development. If you don't have any kind of programming experience, C# will be the best choice for you, at least better than C++. Also, Unity has visual scripting. If you don't want to learn code, if you say that I have another works to do, but I want to develop a game, I don't want to learn programming language, you can choose visual scripting. It will be a better option for you if you want to learn game development without learning programming. But it is limited. You can't make games as good as you are able to make using C#. So Unity visual scripting isn't that advanced. But Unreal Engine has visual scripting, and it is really advanced and lets you to create anything you want. Of course, programming is always a better option, but you are not limited. You can make anything using visual scripting, using on Unreal Engine. So why Unreal Engine can be a better choice for you? Why do you have to choose Unreal Engine? First, hyper-realistic games. If you want to make a game that's hyper-realistic, that has special effects, that has super graphics, then you have to choose Unreal Engine. It has better visuals. You can create any kind of visual effects on your game, and it is more innovative, especially after Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5 lets you to create anything you want, and that's why the biggest game companies in the world started to use Unreal Engine 5 instead of their own engines. It lets you to do anything. It has its own features, and Unreal Engine has better marketplace assets. Of course, also Unity has marketplace which you can use these assets for creating your game, but assets on Unreal Engine Marketplace are really better than Unity. You can find any kind of asset that you want, and that's why big game companies also use Unreal Engine Marketplace. And fifth, open world features. After the release of Unreal Engine 5, it's also better. Open world games are really good to make using Unreal Engine. If you have a plan to make open world game, it's really challenging. I don't recommend you to start game development with open world open world game, but if you will have a passion for this, if you have a lot of free time and you say that I will make a game which is open world, then you have to go with Unreal Engine. And it uses C++ programming language. As I said, it's harder than C#, but if you don't want to learn code, if you don't want to learn how to code, you can use visual scripting, which is perfect on Unreal Engine. You can make anything using Unreal Engine visual scripts. But also, you can learn C++ programming language too, as I did. So it's not really that hard. But if you are really beginner, I recommend you to go with Unity. So as I said, as you see, Unity has more resources. I just wrote learn Unity, and you see that there are more than 400 million results. And I wrote that learn Unreal Engine, and there are just let's say that 30 millions, because there are other resources too. And you can see that Unity has at least 20 times more resources to learn than Unreal Engine. So let's take a look at some famous Unity games. You can see that there are any kind of game, super realistic AAA game and really simple mobile game that became famous in the world. So when I said that you can create simpler games with Unity, that doesn't mean that you can create super realistic games. You can create any kind of game using Unity. But if you are planning to make a really big game with super realistic graphics, then Unreal Engine will be a better choice for you. But also you can create big games using Unity. Not as good as Unreal Engine, but also Unity is capable of that. So if you are a gaming fan, of course you know Escape from Tarkov or Osiris New Dawn. And some famous Unreal Engine games. Stray, the most popular game maybe for this year. Stray was made using Unreal Engine. Gears of War, Fortnite, Life is Strange, Rocket League, and Batman Arkham City. So you can see that Unreal Engine lets you to create really big, really advanced games depending on your choice. So if you are planning to make a really big game that will have, for example, if you want to create a multiplayer game that has really good effect, that has open world features, etc., then Unreal Engine is the best option for you. Also, PUBG, the most famous game maybe in the world, is made using Unreal Engine. So, but you have to consider one thing here: system requirements. As I said, when I started with Unreal Engine, that was really stress for me. I couldn't go with this, then I had to change my pathway, which was really hard for me. And these are system requirements according to my own experience. You can find system requirements from different websites, but they weren't true. They said me that 8 GB of RAM can be enough for you, but it wasn't. So there are minimal system requirements for Unreal Engine. Quad-core CPU, at least GTX 1650, or in AMD equivalent it is RX 580, or any other equivalent, at least this, and 16 GB of RAM at least, and you need to have SSD. If you are using Unreal Engine and you have considered to make a big game, just spend money and buy SSD instead of HDD. And here is Unity. You need to have at least 4-core CPU, 2 GB or above GPU, but it's not enough for 3D. I will recommend you to have something like GTX 1650 or another equivalent if you want to work with 3D. And 8 GB of RAM will be enough for minimalistic system requirements on Unity, and you can use either HDD or SSD. But of course, keep in mind that the better system requirements, the better performance. Just try to keep your PC as good as possible. Just don't think that, do I need this? You will need this. So spend money for your PC. Okay, conclusion. Conclusion can be this. If you plan to make a game, a big game or open world game, or if you have a really good experience with C++, or if you think that learning programming language will be a better option for me, I need the best of everything, then go with Unreal Engine, since it is more advanced and more innovative. But if you think that I want to make a game, I don't have really much budget for spending on computer, also my game idea isn't that big, so you have to go with Unity. Unity isn't limited actually. You can make anything, but Unreal Engine is better option for big games. Actually, it doesn't mean that. If you have a really good computer, for example, you have RTX, you have 8-core CPU, 32GB of RAM, etc. It doesn't mean that you have to use Unreal Engine because you have good PC. It depends on your game. If you don't want to make big game, then don't go for Unreal Engine. Just believe me. Choose this depending on your game idea, depending on your PC. Okay, so on next videos we will upload video about Unreal Engine, how to learn Unreal Engine and how to learn Unity. Just try to follow our channel to stay up to date. We will upload a video about the pathway to start learning, pathway about how to start game development, Unity pathway and Unreal Engine. That's all today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Just don't forget to subscribe and share the video with your friends, because it's the reason that we make all these videos. Have a good day, and I hope that you will be a successful game developer at the end of this year. Bye.